the ways that we have been able to encapsulate information that is not logical and not rational. So at the time of this new moon, this is a very, very good time for, if you're into doing any ritual things, and even if you're not into doing rituals, do something, do some sort of a ritual that is going to help you manifest what it is that you are wanting to manifest. So I just talked to somebody on the phone who started doing my workbook. And so in the workbook, you start to align your awareness with a topic and get focused on what it is you want to create in your life. And then magical things happen. You get a phone call saying that you have an opportunity to do exactly what it is that you've been asking to do. So it's very, very simple. You don't have to, do a full-on ritual ceremony like what I talked about with my crystal, or, it doesn't have to be weird. Just do something. Focus your intention in some sort of a way, because the Gemini new moon that's happening on June 3rd is a very, very potent timing for like irrational creativity, manifesting your biggest dreams into reality just by using your senses and the way that we're able to connect with the sky and be transmitters of information. So we got that going on. And then another thing is Venus over here in Taurus. Venus is at 23 degrees in Taurus, a place Venus likes to be. Taurus is a lot like Venus, actually the most like Venus. And Venus is in a harmonious relationship with Pluto and Saturn. So Pluto being a planet of transformation, of depth, intensity. This is the place we go to retrieve power within our own body. So when I'm talking about Pluto, I am talking about Pluto in the sky, and I'm also talking about the way we are Pluto, the part of our own physical body and our psyche that is Plutonian. So with this easy aspect between Venus and Pluto, we're more able to focus our intention on, again, Venus being the planet of love, beauty, pleasure, abundance, the way that we attract things into our life. And then Pluto being that planet of transformation. Let's just leave it right there with transformation. So being able to transform whatever we have as fodder, the fuel, the things that we have in life. My house has been a disaster, like pretty much all of May, because I just have been going through some things and I have not been cleaning my house, and it is a complete disaster. And I had an intuition or a hit, one of those psychic insights that just came down on me, which was like, just plow through and throw everything away. And as you're plowing through, you might find a couple things you want, but just get rid of everything. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just rake through whatever's out. And if I find things along the way that I'm keeping, I'll keep it. But for the most part, everything's getting out of here. And I will take it to the Goodwill or something like that. But rapid transformation, cleaning out, making space, because I don't even want this stuff. I don't want any of this. Venus in a harmonious aspect with Pluto. And now this is what I'm talking about is a gross manifestation. It's very grounded in reality, which so is Taurus. Taurus is one of the most grounded in reality signs that we have. And that's where Venus is right now. So this might be something that you want to do also, is like literally getting rid of, cleaning out, taking things out, making space. On a more subtle level, this easy aspect between Venus and Pluto can be things within our psyche. And the way that might look is, see, what I keep feeling is it's very physical, because Taurus and Venus. So of course there always is a subtle layer, but what I'm sensing into is that by us doing things in our physical reality, that those subtle layer things will happen automatically. So they go together. When we do things in our subtle energy body, there will be a transformation in the outside, just like I mentioned with my friend who's manifesting moving to this island, and today he gets a phone call saying that there's a job offer for him to do this thing on the island. He's been working subtly by looking at his, going through his internal things and getting clear on what it is he wants to create and manifest in his reality, and then the physical thing happens. So it goes both ways. But with this trine between Venus and Pluto, you can consciously choose to focus on what it is that you want to attract and bring into your life and clear something away, because Pluto wants to have that empty space. It's the void, the loving darkness. That's what Pluto represents. So tuning in with your own inner information and working with that. And then the other thing here is Saturn. Saturn represents that part of us that is the inner authority, the one that's going to be making stability happen in our life. Pluto is a little bit of destabilizing, and then Saturn is stabilizing. So with the easy aspect with Venus, what I'm feeling has to something to do with abundance, money, the way that you set your structure for yourself in your life, and that whole feminine way of setting structure. It's different than the masculine way of setting structure. So in the masculine way of setting structure, we're going out, we're doing things, we're working hard, grinding away all day, which is great. I love that. And then the feminine way of setting our structure is sitting down, listening, receiving, being receptive to what is already in your environment, being receptive to what you already have. At the end of every year, I go through all my journals, and there's poems upon poems and so many articles, because it's things that I've already written out, but I just never put them into a structure or a form. So with Saturn in aspect to Venus right now at the new moon, looking around at what you already have and seeing what you can make as in creating something, because the Gemini new moon is a time for creation, for being amused and being the muse. The next thing I'm going to mention is this square between Neptune and Jupiter. So Neptune is that part of us that is imaginal, dreamy, the infinite sea of consciousness. The part of us that looks out into the, out into the cosmos. And when you get to a certain point of looking beyond just your reality bubble and just beyond that, there becomes this place where you're way out of your body. You call this like astral traveling or something like that, where you get so far beyond your ego identity. And I think that in using psychedelics and that kind of a thing, you get past that window of perception. That's what Neptune represents, that window of perception that is beyond our limited capacity of day-to-day reality bubbles that we each have individually, very unique and different to ourselves. So Neptune being in a dynamic aspect to Jupiter makes this. So Jupiter wants to expand and evolve, and it is our inner guru. So if Neptune is our inner connection to the infinite, and Jupiter is our inner guru, this time right now with the dynamic aspect between these two planets gives me the idea that we are dreaming. Dreaming is one way that you don't have to use psychedelics or go off into 3 days of deep Vipassana meditation, or any of these going into the cave, turning off the lights in your room for 3 days and locking yourself in. You don't have to do those things, but they are ways of contacting that part of yourself. This information that we're getting right now, though, through dreams or through our meditative states, is for part of what's happening right now with our ability to receive information that is not logical or rational, and being able to expand and evolve. because that's what Jupiter wants, expanding and evolving. So this new moon is so potent. I haven't done a new or a full moon reading for my YouTube channel in almost a year, but I had to do it for this timing because there's so much stuff happening and I haven't even mentioned all of it. I'm going to mention one more of the astrological concepts that we have going on right now. And that is Mars down here on the North Node. So with Mars here, we are having an opportunity for getting our will in alignment with divine will, because the North Node is destiny, life purpose, where we're going, could say divine will. And then Mars is our inner warrior, the part of us that's able to project our unique desires out into the universe. And with this combination, I feel like it's a really, really important timing to sit down and write it out. Write out what is your divine, what is your desire, your will, and how can you get that in alignment with divine will. Just an example that's coming to mind is that when I was, it was about 10 years ago, I had 2 kids who were under 5, and I was a single mom. I was in school, just got out of the Navy, and I decided I wanted to go to India to learn to teach yoga because I wanted to offer yoga postures to my massage clients. And there was like this getting in alignment with divine will, where to me, it was like, there's nothing else I can do. This is what I'm here to do, is to help and heal. And this step is part of my journey in helping and healing. And when I made that, I wrote it out, I made a commitment, I went ahead and bought the ticket. I had no idea how it was all going to work out, who's going to take care of the kids, and where was I even going to get the money to fund this whole thing. But I took the first step, and I am not kidding. After that first step, everything else unfolded. I was getting money from all these different random places. The Navy was like, oh, we just realized we forgot to give you this $11,000. Then there was a government program for people who had just, veterans, to go to school. And they were giving me money. And it's just unbelievable things. But with Gemini, which is the energy that we're under right now, this is what happens when we focus our desires into the collective. And especially when you're doing it really true to your soul, something that is really true to you. The only way you're going to know what's really true to you is by getting into your feminine receptivity, asking your body, listening for the answers, connecting with the sky, connecting with the earth. And when you get a hit, when you get a psychic impression, that you honor it, respect it, and take action on it. So that's what we have here with Mars on the North Node. Really good timing for getting clear on your intentions. Now, everything that I've mentioned here, look on your own chart and see what is, because each of these planets will be transiting different parts of your chart. So I just got done mentioning my friend who got the phone call and the thing is happening, and now he's got an opportunity to move to the place he wanted to move to. Well, he currently has the sun and moon, when we're on this new moon point, hitting his natal Mars, which his natal Mars is his will, his desires. So the new moon is acting directly on his Mars, and this thing is happening, which is perfect example. So look at your chart and see where these transits are happening to find out the best way that you can engage with the information that we are receiving from the sky. If you need help with that, please hire me. I love to read astrology more. It's more exciting to me to look at individual charts than it is for me to look at a chart of the sky with no reference point to a specific individual. Because when we can see your chart in comparison with the sky, it's so much more inspiring to find out ways that you can personally do ritual and engage with the sky. So there you go. That's the new moon reading for the upcoming Gemini new moon. Thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.